Hello, my friend. Good evening to all of you. And just it's QMU news. Here's Dr. Hafiz is going to today's news, and we know already that QMU 31 and it's in English, and we already started this English news, and we have to keep in our mind that this QMU, it's Quran and Modern University especially. We know very well that all these modern universities today, thousands of universities of the whole world, they are controlling the whole world affairs. I mean, every nation's universities, the scholars, scientists, and politicians, lawyers, and managers, whoever are the products of the universities, ultimately the administrations and the political affairs or business affairs, everything is being controlled by our many scholars, scientists, and the degree holders who are coming out of the universities. That's why this news, it's in relating to the modern universities, post-modern universities. As we know very well that all those advanced countries, they are already in the age of post-modernization. We are developing nations, we are in the modern period. We are just going to compete with those advanced countries. Now, we have to think of also the news which had been revealed 1444 years before in Mecca and Medina, these two cities during the time of Prophet Muhammad, who was the last prophet, and he was given the latest informations, the informative documents given by the supreme intelligent being, supreme intelligent creator of the whole mankind. That information, the question is today in 21st century, we like intellectuals, it's a question, it's a challenge that should we accept the informations given 1440 years before in Mecca and Medina to Prophet Muhammad Islam, is it suitable today? So we will see that the Holy Quran, which is the holiest book to 2 billion Muslims, almost 57 Muslim nations as well as other our non-Muslim brothers, sisters controlled nations, around 2 billion, those who, 200 crores. And we Indian Muslims, even now 250 to 300 million Muslims of India, it's a very big challenge to Muslims that the sentences which are mentioned in the Quran, are these sentences suitable in our time or not? As far as my research, because my PhD, it's on the Quranic archaeology, it's a comparative study, the archaeological sentences, historio-archaeological references mentioned in the Quran. I did research in the Middle East, especially in Saudi Arabia and in India also, that correlating, okay, all those prophets who had been sent by our supreme intelligent creator. That's why my study and research on the Quran, what I found during my archaeological research, that this holy book, it's very much relevant to each and every department of the modern universities. Any university, it may be Harvard, Oxford, Cambridge, or our Delhi University. That's a very important is that the modern universities, research and institutes, technological institute, can we find some references from the holy guidebook, the Quran? As the supreme creator, he said, he already highlighted to the whole humanity, the Quran is to be unchanged, unchallenged guidebook till the day of final day of judgment. Now we modernist, post-modernist, Islamists, intellectuals, we Indian Muslims, even the Muslims of the other parts of all the nations, that should we accept the Quran as a guidebook for whole humanity, or just it's a guidebook of Muslims? We know very well that when Prophet Muhammad started preaching the sentences of the Holy Quran to the people of Makkah, the people of Medina, there were not a single Muslim except Prophet Muhammad, when even he didn't know that he is going to be a true Muslim and he is going to be a messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the supreme intelligent being, supreme creator and sustainer, lawgiver. Even he didn't know. At the age of 40, he came to know that he is a true Muslim, and he is a title given a messenger, and ultimately the Holy Quran, it was revealed within 23 years, 610 to 632. So the Quran, we know that it changed the society of Makkah and Medina. It revolutionized the people's mind, it revolutionized the society, enlightened that people of desert, the people of wandering communities, tribals, and it changed that time's nation's history. It changed the society of Iran. It changed the society of Romans' occupied territories, and it enlightened the North African countries, even Western Europe, even East Asian countries. It had a great revolutionary impact. The Quran enlightened all the communities, all the tribes, which we couldn't today couldn't be able to understand that how the only one holy Quranic book changed the whole world society. This Quran is still now unchanged, and it's most read out by the Muslims all over the world. Can this Quran change today's world? We know today's world already is being faced too many problems. It may be climatic problems, it may be social problems, it may be political problems, it may be economic problems. All the we can say the problems are everywhere, to every nation, cropped up day to day. So let's see that how a Quran can change today's problematic world or not. Can this Quran enlighten our present time or not? So let us see. Today I am going to just read out one. I started Surah Fatiha yesterday, and Surah Baqarah, one sentence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that there's no change in this holy book, and it's a guidebook of guidebook for the righteous persons. So let's see now. We have to think that here we can today let's see that what the Quran is saying to other sentences of the Quran. As we found that here we can find that even the Muslims are told that what is revealed before the Quran revelation in the 7th century. Here it said that the revealed words like the Injil, like the Torah, like Zabur, which are today we can say New Testament and Old Testament. So those biblical ideas still now existing today in our time to our Jewish brothers, our Christian brothers, they are following this New Testament, Old Testament, and that Muslims should believe. Why Muslims should believe? This is a very important point. Especially we know the Christians, Jews, and Muslims all these three religious sects today, they are they had been come out of one paternal sect, that's Abrahamic faith. Matlab, Prophet Abraham Islam was the father of all these three sects. So this Christianity, Muslims and Jews, all these three sects, they followed some ideas of Prophet Ibrahim Islam. So that's why Quran is saying that even not Abrahamic faith, many revealed sentences also were sent to other prophets and messengers throughout the world. And we know very well that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala almost sent 124,000 prophets, messengers, to all the ancient communities and tribes. So we know very little, only 24, 25 prophets, messengers names mentioned in the Quran and the Bible. So those names we know only. So here it's a very big mind to Muslims, a liberal attitude that Muslims should believe other important religious leaders like Jesus, like Moses, like David, Solomon, like Prophet Joseph, Yusuf, Prophet Jacob, Prophet Isaac, Prophet Abraham, Prophet Noah, and other prophets. So Muslims must have a liberal attitude. So this is very important at present time, that Muslim, whatever positive ideas, it may be available to any nation, any tribe, that should be accepted by Muslims. Because Quran is guaranteeing. Quran is accepting that positive attitude, beneficial attitude that Muslims should appreciate. So this ayah, it is sentence number 4 and 5. So we should believe this is also mentioned in the Quran. And we know very well that this Surah Baqarah, it's mentioned, and we have to know many other sentences, very important sentence here, inshallah tomorrow. Today I have to read out some informations in relating to the modern world from the newspapers like Telegraph and Indian Express and I.N.D.I.A, Bajar, Kalam Patrika. So especially let's see that what Indian Express today highlighted. The Sunday Express is highlighting that our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman 4I formula given to make India developed by 2047. But I know very well that already we know that this Nirmala Sitharaman, under the Modi's direction, supervision, in one side Modi is not trying to even put up the fire that Manipur violence. No, Modi is nothing doing. And another side, Mr. Modi is dreaming of developed nation. How it's possible? We Indians, we must live together, but now today we know that in our society there's a hatred between Muslims and Hindus and Christians and Hindus and other communities, even tribal people, even Dalit communities. They are being subjugated and oppressed by the upper caste in many states. Even Muslims are being killed and burnt in the name of religion, in the name of cow protection, cow vigilant groups. And this Modi is dreaming of developed nation. I don't think that this can be possible, and by 2024 MP election in the next year is going to take place. This election will prove Modi will be gone. This Modi's ministry will be ended, and we hope that 26 political parties led this I.N.D.I.A. This India, new name of UPA, this India with the 26 parties, they will be winning, and the MPs, they will have a very beautiful strategy, inclusive strategy, to take the whole Indian peoples, whatever religion, whatever languages, whatever cultures existing in this India. And I think the India group, and coming month, it will, the third meeting will be held in Maharashtra, Mumbai. So I hope that very soon this India group will start preaching their ideas, good ideas, and Modi's ministry will be ended very soon in 2024 MP election. So this Sitaraman's dream, it can't be fulfilled, but no doubt we have to make India developed, and to make India developed nation, to make India advanced nation, we want all the cultural, religious, language groups together. And we intellectuals of all the religions, all the beliefs, the ideologies, together work to make India developed. So that's our goal. And we also know that Turkey and Iran, they already now had been united to cope up the situation of the hatredfulness against Islam. I mean, it's, here in Bengali, it's published that Turkey and Iran, they had come together, and now they had a good relation, and they have to fight against the enemies of Islam. So that's a good news for Muslims all over the world. Here also we know that it's a sad news. One of the Islamic economists, Dr. Al-Salusir, his death. So we just come to know that through Kalam, it's a Bengali newspaper, that Dr. Al-Salus have been died. He was against the banking system of today, that interest-based banking system. He was a great critic, because we know very well that interest in Quran, it's prohibited. So he, as economist, he also criticized this system. And we know very well that this telegraph published from Calcutta, that's here published, that robotic surgery now in medical science, it's a revolutionary step, and we want even robot doctors, even village to village. These robot doctors should come in the society as quickly as possible, so that there should be a revolution in medical world, medical science, and the facilities whatever available in medical science, that should be available even rural side, in slum areas. So this robotic surgery, less painful. It's a very good news that surgery through the robots, it can lessen the pains of a patient. But one problem is now that schools students, now they are being addicted by mobiles. It's published in a Telegraph that it's a great concern to the parents and the teachers both, that today's phone addiction, this is now school students, they are very much prone to a mobile phone. It's bad news, because they are not thinking out of this phone, mobile phone, or they are not concerned about the society, about the present problems. So students, they have to take a balance, and I hope that especially our modern school students, our madrasa students, they have to think on the society, how to remove the problems, ills of the societies. Another news here published, that BJP minority, it's published in Telegraph. BJP party, Mr. Modi is trying to reach to the Pasmanda society, especially in UP and other states. especially AMU, Aligarh Muslim University VC, ex-VC, Mr. Tariq Mansur Saab, he was given the Vice President post, and it's a bad news for Muslims that such a personality given Vice President post in BJP party. And we know very well that what's the goal of BJP party. They don't have goal there to develop and to sabka saath sabka, because they don't have goal. They have the goal only just to make how to make India Hindu country, and that time other minorities would be suppressed, tortured. And how can be a Muslim join? Even I have been given offers also many times, but I didn't give my consent, because my conscience never allowed me that to join BJP party. So our Muslim brothers should be alert, because BJP's there's a hidden motive, hidden goal. So that hidden motive should be understood by, and immediately we have to give our support, big support to the 26 political parties led India for 2024 MP election. That's why in this QMU news through our present demand is that we have to defeat BJP by hook and crook anyway, and we have to give a big support to our opposition India for 2024 MP election, so that our India group can win the parliamentary election and bring peace and progress for all the communities in India. And even this PM Modi, how much he is clever, that even he is giving he was not ready to give holiday to Muharram to all these students and professors. On the day of Muharram, he made a program, and university, especially JNU and other universities, professors, students, through UGC circulation given that everyone was to be present, even to register for a program, lecture delivered by Mr. Modi. So, before the Muharram, it was enjoyed by all the communities. Now, the day it was used in another way. It proves that he is not ready to give the respect to all the festivals, all the religious festivals, all the other other minority groups festivals. He is thinking that he is much more clever. But we, like intellectuals, would not allow this for a long time his clever policy. We have to defeat his clever policy. After more than 70 days, he is giving his word on Manipur violence. Because Christians, they are being died. They had been tortured by Hindu majority there. And Modi had been silent. Modi's BJP CM of Manipur had been silent. Is it the proof to love the people? To give the sabka saath? We must try to defeat this Modi regime and Modi's this arrogant attitude immediately. We intellectuals, with our general followers and all the Muslims and tribal peoples, Dalits, Adivashis, and other good secular Hindus, atheists, Sikhs, Christians, and other minority groups must come out with a very big voice, heavy voice against the present central government and other BJP governments of states. They must be defeated. Otherwise, India is in danger. And we must save our country for the greater interest of all the peoples. That's all today news. I hope that this information, Muslims must have a very big heart, liberal attitude, and to accept the other positive ideas of other religious groups, and to accept the religious leaders, especially who preached monotheism. It's a sentence given by Surah Baqarah, and we know this sentence, it's a subject of Department of Theology. If we study modern universities, Department of Theology, this kind of sentence we can find. So let's understand the sentences highlighted in the Quran from the modern perspective, so that our modern brothers and sisters of all the religions, even especially Muslims, they must understand and they must start preaching the sentences of the Quran in the modern perspective, so that the Quran, as it was easy, as it started enlightening 1440 years before, it may start even enlightening today. We 21st century netizens, cosmogens, glossicians, and citizens of all the nations. I hope that our intellectual brothers, especially Indian intellectuals and other Muslim countries, they will come out to preach the enlightened sentences, references in relating to the Harvard, Oxford University, modern universities of the nations today. And I hope there will be a peaceful and progressive world in near future, as well as our India's peace and progress is desirable. That's all today. Thank you.